Have you ever wondered why some breeds of dog are banned in different countries? After all, dogs are man's companions and friends. But in fact, there are breeds that have retained their primal power, aggression, and strength. The Dogo Argentino can break a mountain lion's paw, the Caucasian Shepherd dog can break a chain, and the Rottweiler can throw a man for a yard. And that's just some of the banned dogs we'll tell you the most interesting ones. Now you learn about the most forbidden breeds. What are these animals, why are they so dangerous, and where exactly do the bans work? And most importantly, is it possible that in some cases the breed ban is unfair? We answer all these questions. Owning a dangerous breed of dog is almost like owning a shotgun, except that a shotgun dog with a bad training won't attack anyone, unlike an unruly, aggressive dog the size of a calf. Our ancestors fought off saber-toothed tigers and hunted mammoths with such fighting companions 15,000 years ago. And now, there's even a breed that hunts wild lions. This is the Rhodesian Ridgeback. At first glance, you might not think of this dog as a heavyweight fighter. Floppy ears, kind eyes, and a lean body give the impression of a good-natured dog. Cute, don't you think? But don't be fooled, this breed is banned in Ireland, Bermuda, and several other countries. And for good reason. Watch a famous pit bull fighter try to take down a Ridgeback. If a pit bull jumped on you, how would you react? The Ridgeback didn't even flinch and instantly knocked his opponent onto his back. You could see from the pit bull's eyes that he had just realized his mistake. Fortunately for the Ridgeback, it was just a game, otherwise it could have ended tragically. A Ridgeback can be more than 2 feet tall at the withers, and on its hind legs, this dog can be on the same level as a human. Several trained Ridgebacks are capable of handling an adult lion. They surround the predator on all sides. Incredible strength is combined with agility. They dodge blows like the flash from bullets. This breed is used in Africa for safari, where Ridgebacks protect tourists from any danger. By the way, the name of this breed comes from the word ridge. This is the name of the narrow strip of stiff hair which grows from the tail to the back of the head. Ridge grows in the opposite direction to the rest of the hair on the animal. Ridgebacks are not naturally aggressive, but they are stubborn. Therefore, they are difficult to train. But if the owner can cope with the task, he'll get an ideal protector. Ridgebacks are fearless and loyal, but they're also quite playful with people they trust and feel they belong with. They are capable of any exploit to protect their owners. Another example of a breed with an undeservedly bad reputation is the Dogo Argentino. You see it at a glance, this dog is a warrior. Imposing muscularity, powerful chest, stern muzzle, and large jaw you want to avoid at all costs. Weight about 120 pounds, and all this mass is tight, powerful muscles without a drop of extra fat. As its name suggests, this breed was bred in Argentina, and while the origin of the Rhodesian Ridgeback is lost to history, the man who bred the Dogo Argentino we know. This is Argentinian scientist Dr. Antonio Norres Martinez, who was breeding his dream breed about 100 years ago. He crossbred the Cordoba dog breed with several other of the biggest and strongest dogs of the time. The Cordoba dog was a legendary fighting dog. They were so feared that they stopped breeding them, so the breed became extinct. Cordoba dogs were used in dogfighting arenas, but Dr. Martinez did not want to breed a fighting dog. He wanted a breed that could protect humans in the wild, untamed mountains from an adult mountain lion. And his dream came true. Dogo Argentino fearlessly plunges into battle not only against the cougar, but even against an adult wild boar, which even a bullet from a gun does not take. In this case, the incredible strength and insensitivity to pain of the Dogo Argentino, characteristic for fighting breeds, is combined with a stable mentality and lack of aggression towards other animals. When the use of dogs in arenas was allowed, fighting breeds were tried to make real monsters, bloodthirsty and aggressive, capable of throwing themselves into a fight for no reason. But Dr. Martinez doesn't look like a mad scientist who wants to create a super soldier at all costs. Instead, the scientist has tried to ensure that the Dogo Argentino is not a monster, but a trusted friend. The breeder transformed his breed's aggression into a hunting instinct. This made the breed even cooler, as the Dogo Argentino gets along great with each other and can attack a large predator in a pack in a coherent manner. If a cowboy is attacked by a cougar, not one, but several fearsome dogs will stand in defense of the man. These dogs are good at teamwork, but they ignore pain and will go straight into the jaws of a wild predator to protect their owners. Still, the Dogo Argentino has been banned in the UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. Although this breed is more of a hunter than a fighter, the concerns do have their reasons. After all, the Dogo Argentino requires a very careful approach in training. It is a strong dog which can be raised only by a strong-willed, experienced, and strong-minded person. On such a master, the Argentine dog will become a faithful protector and friend, but a softer person simply won't obey. Trust me, this is a bad prospect. After all, the Argentine dog can jump at least 7 feet, which means it has no problem jumping over a person. How high can you jump? Answer in the comments, we're really interested. Another Dogo Argentino can knock a bear off its feet. But the scariest thing is when such a beast goes into a berserker-like state of mind. No matter how powerful and tough the dog is, he can hardly stand up to a cougar alone. Therefore, 2 or 3 dogs will usually go hunting against these predators. A mountain lion may wound or even throw one of them off a cliff. But wounds can't shake the Argentine dog's resolve. He goes into fight frenzy mode and plunges straight into the jaws of his foe. He doesn't care about his own wounds, the main thing is to tear the enemy apart. If you train him to be disciplined from a young age and don't overdo it, he'll grow into an indescribably loyal and devoted defender with a stable mentality and poise. If, on the other hand, training is poor or non-existent, all that strength and fighting ability may prove unmanageable. Although the breed is the only one bred in Argentina with international recognition, the ban on these dogs in many countries is understandable due to such difficulties. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video. We'll see you more often. We have lots of interesting things to share. Now picture this. You're in the jungle and you see some animal's heavy footsteps causing bushes and even small trees to bend. Do you think it's a jaguar? No, another dog native to South America, the Fila Brasileiro, emerges from the thicket. Each breed in this top inspires respect at a glance. But if Dogo Argentino looks like a mighty boxer and Ridgeback looks like a dexterous karate fighter, then this breed is a true sumo wrestler. With a height at the withers of about 2.5 feet, the weight of an adult male can reach 180 pounds. A real heavyweight. This breed is quite ancient, so exactly when it was bred is unknown. But it is known how conquistadors used Fila Brasileiro for hunting jaguars and alligators. Just think, this dog can go out to fight one of the biggest and strongest land predators on the planet. In the scenery of the night jungle to the screams of birds and the hissing of snakes and insects, such a duel must have instilled a primal terror into the hearts of America's colonialists. The Brasileiro Fila not only have incredible strength and can knock down an obstacle like a medieval battering ram, but they also have a cool temper and tend to be aggressive. Still, living in such a challenging environment leaves its mark. However, that's not the only thing that's tarnished the breed's reputation. The fact is, the Fila Brasileiro has one unique characteristic. Have you heard of what a dead grip is? Many people mistakenly think it simply means a very strong jaw. Yes, but only partly. A dead grip is not only crushingly powerful, what matters is that it can't be unlocked. Due to the bone structure of the jaw, the position of the muscles, and the high pain threshold, a dog with a dead grip catches the prey and never lets it go no matter what happens. A unique feature of this particular breed's death grip is its extremely gentle approach to prey. If a Rottweiler, by the way, we'll tell you about them later, grabs hand with its jaws with full force, bones are unlikely to remain intact. But Phyla Brasilero is capable to grip a victim firmly so that it was almost impossible to unclench the jaws without master's command, and the victim was not particularly injured. This is why, after the first decades of colonization, the Brasilero phyla began to be used to capture humans. The colonization of South America was brutal. The conquistadors were able to use the local population as a disenfranchised labor force. Although there was no genocide such as in North American territory, the natives still suffered at the hands of the invaders and often lost their freedom, health, and lives when they were driven to forced construction sites or forced to cultivate crops for their conquerors. Many of the slaves attempted to escape and were then sent on their trail by sentinels assisted by the Brasilero philo. The dogs were set upon the escaped captives who had to be caught but not maimed so that they could work again. You have to admit, if you're trying to win your freedom and escape from slavery through the night brush and you are chased by such a beast, it causes a real panic attack. Even jaguars wouldn't dare attack such dogs. The Brasilero phyla, on the other hand, were monsters to the natives of South America. What do you think of this use of dogs? Share your opinion in the comments. And this story spoils the reputation of the already modern Phyla Brasilero, which have been banned in the Republic of China, Israel, the UK, and Norway. Even the rugged Australians, who have to chase spiders the size of cats out of their homes, don't like Phyla Brasilero. So in many states of this country, the breed is forbidden, or at least its distribution is limited. True Australians have their own favorite banned breed, the Berserker, but we'll tell you about it a little later. Remember Hachiko? The film about him would make even a stone cry, wouldn't you agree? Well, Hachiko is a member of the Japanese Akita Inu breed. Who would have thought, but another super popular breed in this country has a reputation for being an uncontrollable monster. This is Tosa Inu. Due to import and breeding bans, it is rather obscure outside of its homeland, although it was very popular in Japan itself. The country is now renowned for its high levels of safety and comfort, but 100 to 200 years ago, things were different. Dogfighting was once held there as well. And for this barbaric pastime bred Tosa Inu, or as these dogs are otherwise called, Japanese Mastiffs. This fighter can reach a weight of over 130 pounds. To the impressive size, you must add an arsenal of real fighting superpowers. Since the Tosa Inu was bred to fight other dogs, this has given them their heritage. For example, Tosa Inu, like the Argentine Dane, is almost insensitive to pain. But this is not the main feature of the breed. The most amazing thing about this breed is their ability to find vulnerable and painful places on the body of any opponent. When this dog looks at you, it seems that you are on some kind of X-ray scanner. In an instant, the dog already knows how and where to attack, so the fight is over as soon as it starts. In the first seconds of an attack, the Tosa Inu immediately rushes precisely to where their opponent's weak spot is and applies its strongest bite, tearing into soft tissues and even crushing small bones. Very many countries require a special judicial permit for keeping such a dog. The list of such countries includes Denmark, Fiji, Iceland, Ireland, Malaysia, Tobago, Malta, New Zealand, Norway, Romania, Singapore, Tunisia, UK, Germany, Trinidad, and Australia. Tosa Inu is one of the most banned breeds in the world. Curiously, the breed is mostly legal in the US, and there these dogs grow to even more impressive size. Shockingly, breeders in the States are bred Tosa Inu weighing over 200 pounds. Would you want to get a dog that weighs as much as a small motorbike? It's unlikely to allow itself to be ridden, but walking down the street and feeling like you own a direwolf is cool, don't you agree? But the size is not the only reason for fear of Tosa Inu. The fact is that Tosa Inu has a rather contradictory character. Tosa Inu seems to be a combination of opposites. It very clearly distinguishes its family and all other living creatures in the world. Tosa Inu will be infinitely kind, sweet, and loyal to its owner. She will do anything to protect his family. But when it comes to strangers, the dog has a natural wariness that can be easily provoked into aggression. Many breeds with a fighting past have maintained aggression towards other dogs, but are loyal to outsiders. Tosa Inu are not like that. They don't care whether it's a human or another animal they tear apart with their fangs. If Tosa Inu attack, they act as a real Terminator. They try to inflict maximum damage and simply destroy the target. Therefore, only a true leader can master Tosa Inu, which can teach the dog to understand that strangers must be treated with courtesy, and attacking other animals without cause is not allowed. And even then, if the breed is allowed, the puppy must be trained from an early age with a special course adapted to the breed. But Dogo Argentino and Tosa Inu are rather obscure breeds. The Rottweiler is another matter. These dogs are real movie stars. Because of their formidable appearance, beautiful black coat color, and muscular figure, they were often used as animal actors in action films. Can you think of your favorite movies that have featured this breed? But while the breed is popular in the US, its homeland is Germany. Hundreds of years ago, a red-tiled villa from Roman times was repurposed as a church, and the city was built up around it. In German, red roof tiles would be das Rotwiel. That's where the Rottweilers come from. It's a beautiful story, don't you agree? But despite its ancient history and popularity in the New World, the breed is banned in many countries. For example, in Spain, Portugal, and Israel. Why? Rottweilers are incredibly strong, just like the rest of our top dog breeders. But apart from strength, they also have a bad temper. They're difficult to train. Training a Rottweiler is quite long and requires a professional approach. In addition, this dog has its own trump card, which makes it quite a formidable opponent. First of all, this is a bark which literally makes the blood run cold in the veins. But there is another unique feature which distinguishes the Rottweiler even among the rest of the participants in our list. Almost any other dog, when rushing at the victim, tries to put it down, to crush it under itself. It's instinctive behavior that can be useful to protect its owner from a mugger or other threat, as the dog paralyzes its adversary. But the Rottweiler attacks differently. It makes a short run-up and leaps into a frontal attack, only to divert slightly to the side at the last moment. This allows the dog to claw at its prey with its teeth and fly past with its body. The male can weigh over 130 pounds with the strength of a bull. That's why its inertia will sweep any opponent off its feet. Fangs are still clamped on victim's skin, so the victim ends up with a nasty laceration and possibly a couple of fractures. And all of this after just one throw. That is why Rottweilers are so feared by the authorities of many countries. However, many people underestimate the intelligence of this breed, which is very intelligent and curious. They are kind to children, do not show unreasonable aggression towards strangers, are very loyal to their owners, and can even get along with cats. Except that the Rottweiler is a breed that needs early socialization. They like to be in the lead, so the owner must show they're in charge right away. But at the same time, breaking the Rottweiler's character is also not allowed, so as to not damage the dog's psyche. Raising a Rottweiler is a delicate task. Therefore, the help of a professional who has experience in training this breed is desirable. Without such attention, the Rottweiler can be aggressive. which, given its superpower, really turns the dog into a potentially uncontrollable weapon. But while the Rottweiler behaves like a connoisseur of some canine kung fu when attacked, the Kangal is simply a lively and furry battering ram. It looks like a giant ball of fur, but trust me, this dog only looks cute when he's sleeping. If pissed off, the Kangal goes into battle without any tricks and simply tramples an opponent into the ground like the Hulk. Any opponent at all. With his phenomenal strength and size and arguably the most powerful bite of any dog in the world, a Kangal can even afford a frontal attack on a young bull. Against such a dog, no one can resist. Nearly 150 pounds of pure fury, the ability to leap a good 5 to 6 feet in length, and a tugging force that tears chains. These dogs weren't bred for fighting. The breed was bred in Turkey as the world's bravest shepherds. And judging by the results of the research, the breed is older not only than in Turkey, but also in most other countries of the world, as it was bred more than 6,000 years ago. And over the years, the breed has changed little, as it is ideally suited for its tasks, and perfection cannot be improved. For what tasks? Kangals are supposed to protect livestock from wolves and bears. And for centuries, the dogs have faithfully performed their duty, saving not only sheep and cows, but also the lives of shepherds. Kangals are indeed banned in some countries, such as Denmark. But for our top, this breed is unique. It is difficult to see it outside Turkey, not because of the many bans on imports, but because of the ban on exports. Yes, the Turks are so proud of this breed that they consider it their national treasure and even prevent dogs from leaving the country for breeding outside Turkey. This is quite a nuisance, for example for Australians, who have appreciated the breed since the last century before this ban came into existence. It turns out that the Kangal is the most popular guard dog in Australia. And this already says a lot. If in Turkey these dogs were supposed to protect against wolves, in Australia they have to deal with crocodiles. The previous breeds were all, without exception, rather large, but even against their background, the Caucasian Shepherd dog will stand out. The average weight of a male is about 155 pounds, but some individuals can grow up to 200 and more. On its hind legs, such a dog will be almost a head taller than an average human, with its massive musculature and thick fur making it look like a bear. That's where artists of Beauty and the Beast took inspiration for their monster. It's a pity that Caucasian sheepdogs cannot sue Hollywood bigwigs, but they would get a handsome sum. A dog's strength is commensurate with its size. 2 or 3 are quite capable of fighting an adult bear and driving it away from a flock of sheep or a human. If a flock is protected by more than one, a pack of wolves will be afraid to attack its target. The shepherd dog is a natural-born shepherd and is also an ancient breed with a history stretching back thousands of years. As its name suggests, the breed is prevalent in the mountains of Caucasus, and this is a very harsh place with heaps of dangers. Not only predators, but also harsh climate with constant winds and hurricanes, rain, and dangers of rock slides and landslides. All this was not something extreme for this breed, but normal everyday conditions of life. The dog's character is therefore appropriate: firm, unwavering, proud, tough. There is evidence that this dog was even set on people during the Soviet dictatorship. There is a ban on breeding these dogs, at least in the city, in Lithuania, and a number of other states. Even in the countries of the Caucasus, there are restrictions on their breeding. The reason for such caution is not size. The fact is that representatives of this breed are naturally aggressive. And if they attack, then uncompromisingly and very fiercely, ignoring the danger. It is difficult to drive away the angry Caucasian sheepdog, which weighs half as much as Muhammad Ali in his prime years. And if a sheepdog grabs a man, it can take him down in a second. But even Caucasian Shepherd dog is a bit lost against the background of our next dog of our top. This is the undisputed leader and champion among the strongest dogs on the planet. They're Optimus Prime. The Tibetan Mastiff is one of the most banned and yet most expensive breeds in the world. Caucasian Shepherds, Cane Corsos, German dogs, and other breeds with a reputation for being the biggest and strongest in the world are all so-called Molosser breeds. Their ancient ancestors are said to have been bred by the mother of Alexander the Great. So there is data that Tibetan Mastiff is an ancestor of all Molosser dogs and one of the most ancient breeds, which is separated from the general ancestor with a wolf tens of thousands of years ago. And during that time, it has not lost its ferocity, strength, and toughness at all. If you think no forbidden breed can surprise you now, get ready for a real shock. Here he is, the king among dogs, the Tibetan Mastiff. The average weight of a male ranges around 150 to 180 pounds, which is already quite a lot. But there are confirmed reports of individuals weighing over 220 pounds. Leopards weigh almost half as much as these dogs. The Tibetan Mastiff has a real mane, like a lion's, around its neck and chest. It makes the dog look even more impressive and larger. This mane is supposed to protect not only from cold mountain winds, but also from the fangs of other predators. Real armor. The Tibetan Mastiff is incredibly strong and can pull a small-sized vehicle without much effort. He can snatch prey from a pack of large dogs. And this dog's barking sounds like thunder and can probably cause a real avalanche. By the way, barking is considered one of the breed's traits and is valued by breeders. There is a ban on breeding these dogs in the US, in Bermuda, and even in his homeland China, there are a number of restrictions on the breeding of this breed. As in the case of the Caucasian Shepherd dog, it's not just a matter of impressive strength, but also of character. The Tibetan Mastiff is a very stubborn and proud animal. It is intelligent and understands its master's commands, just ignore him. You can probably think of several people with the same temperament, can't you? Difficult training, ignoring commands, combined with incredible strength and fearlessness make the Tibetan Mastiff really dangerous if not trained properly. Except that the Tibetan Mastiff has only become more popular. After all, no one expects a meek character from an animal that looks like a cross between a lion and a bear. So the Tibetan Mastiff is not only one of the most banned, but also one of the most expensive breeds. A Tibetan Mastiff puppy with an impeccable pedigree was purchased by a multimillionaire Chinese coal tycoon for $1.5 million. Of course, less pure breeds cost less, but you have already understood it is not easy to see this dog in the street, not only because of prohibition, but also because of the price. You must have noticed that no breed is banned at all in the whole world. And that's because the main problem with such dangerous dogs is the difficulty of raising them. Almost always, the behavior of the animal depends on the quality of education and training. It is possible to find an approach to any breed, it's just sometimes really difficult, and the cost of a mistake is clearly too high. Sometimes banning a particular breed is necessary, but that doesn't mean that the dog is bad. It's always the owner's responsibility for its behavior. Would you like to own a dog from our list? Answer in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.